What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Starlight Digest, a podcast bringing you line talk and digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. This is episode 193 being recorded on January 11th, 2020. No, I'm sorry, it's not January 11th. What's today?
We're the
January 18th. January 18th, 2023. I am still mixed up with the dates, but...
Wow. Are you in last week's notes?
I am in last week's notes, but
Well
anyway,
done,
I really was.
I wish we were in last week's episode.
Don't be alarmed, everybody. The interface is not a mistake. We are going to do this first. But before we get there, of course, I am your host, Darth Moocher. I've got Scott Solo here with me.
What's up, nerds?
I got Grand Admiral Franz.
Hi.
And Ernie the Fallen Fett.
Hey, guys, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yes, you're good. Everybody's good. Joey,
and my volume is straight. I'm not rocking your ears right now, Scott.
You are great.
I know.
Yeah, you see me do this? That's my sign. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, again, our usual breakdown on the podcast episodes. Of course, we do Mandalorian, and then we do the current, or not Mandalorian. We do the current events, and then Bad Batch, but we want to get the Bad Batch out of the way because we have a lot to talk about. But before we get into all that stuff, of course, we want to give a special shout out to our Patreons. So, Scott.
Yes, sir.
Your crawl is crawling.
My crawl is crawling. Hey, everybody. Thank you, one and all, for joining us. And a special thank you to all of our Patreon patrons. Without you, we wouldn't be able to turn Darth Dad's or Grand Admiral Franz's volume down to manageable levels. So thank you all.
I can get loud.
Yes.
Oh, yes, you can.
I can make it unmanageable real quick.
You give him a needle, he'll pin it.
That's right.
Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
I think so.
Yeah. Anyway, so a special shout out to our buddies, our pals, our friends, Eric Grubb, Nicholas Schaefer, Ryan and the Star Joes. Who special shout out to Ryan. He had a loss in his family this week. So lots of love to you, Ryan. And
take care, Ryan.
Your wife. We really appreciate you, man. Thank you for always being there for us. And you're a good guy, man. Anything we can do, let us know. Cliff. Also, Don and Brady of the Escape Pod podcast on the Red 5 Network, Flavy Davey, formerly of the Nerds with Attitude podcast, Don the Dad Dorn. I was about to jump into Justin the Vanilla Thunder because I'm so used to that, but he's not in our Patreon anymore.
That son of a bitch.
That son of a Mervine. We've got Gavin Connor of the All Cure Holy Hour podcast. You get on a rhythm and you
memorize this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell him about himself.
Oh, man.
Young guy.
Special thank you also to Brandon and Anya Epler, AJ from the Forbidden Panel, and our little buddy fanboy Mike, who, boy, oh boy, that dude lost his you-know-what while playing Age of Rebellion last weekend. Wow.
I think what stays at Age of Rebellion or happens there needs to stay there because
needs to stay there until the day we record ourselves, because that would be an entertaining show within itself. So
Mike had all sorts of body parts we didn't know we had. There was all sorts of things tingling.
And then for Brandon Epler here, he wants us to go over the bingo thing that we're going to do. And of course we're going to do that. We're actually going to go through that sheet as we go. So
yeah, absolutely.
What started as a snarky joke to the crew
is now a contest.
is now a ritual, and I love it. And it's going to fill one of these episodes. It's going to fill up that same card. At one point, we will hit everything.
It's happening, man. It's happening,
like
big time. So we're going to go over this little fun bingo thing that we have going. But right now, the pit is talking. So Scott, go ahead and shout them out. Yeah,
will do. We have got Gordon in there. Hey, Gordon, what's up, man? We've got Brandon Epler, Gavin Connor, Skyrider, Matt Logic 44, Santo 14, my father-in-law, Dad the Don the Dad Dorn, Jesus, and the Sabersmith.
He can be Dad the Don Dorn.
Dad the Don Dorn.
Just makes him
whatever. That works.
Powerful name,
Yeah.
Raw. He's the Don. That's the Don right there of the pit.
That's right. He's gonna make us an offer he can't refuse.
We've got something going on that we actually extended to our Patreon. So that list was that you guys heard. We actually, Chris, it's like again tongue in cheek, created a bingo sheet when we watched the Bad Batch, and it is all the tropes that we've been quote unquote complaining about or just kind of like predicted. It's so predictable the show is going. So Scott's going to go ahead and break that down and kind of go over the bingo sheet. But anybody who's interested who wants to join in, there are prizes at the end of the season of Bad Batch.
Right.
That's going to correlate with those bingo sheets.
That's right. So Chris decided to make a fun thing, and I decided to take it 10 steps too far, and by making everybody their own individualized, randomized bingo card. So everybody in our Patreon list, all of our Patreon subscribers, you all got 2 bingo cards on a sheet of paper. And the idea is the Wednesday of our show.
This went from fun to work, like
yeah,
right there.
I have the ability to do that like no other.
Man.
Okay, but don't worry because I'm taking care of it all. So I will call out on Tuesday night what kind of a bingo we're going to do. In this case, it's going to be just a straight line. It's a horizontal, a diagonal, or an up and down bingo line. That's right, my friends.
Are we sending out daubers?
There are no daubers, but I do have copies of everybody's bingo card. So if you say you got a bingo, I can double check it and make sure you ain't joshing me. So, all right. So yeah, with that being said, at the end of the season, everybody that gets a bingo, tell me you got a bingo. I will put it down in a list, and every bingo you get is an entry into a drawing at the end of the season for something. Don't quite know just what just yet, but
we're pretty cool about giveaways. So
we are pretty good about giveaways. Just ask the folks that receive backpacks full of stuff,
or any giveaways we've ever sent. Yes,
or any giveaways.
We're pretty rad.
So
we don't do them often, but we do them good.
That's right.
Wow,
that's right. So there you go. That's Bad Batch Bingo, and tonight is day 1 of Bad Batch Bingo.
Whew.
Okay. Yeah. Ernie, I think you're muted, by the way. Ernie, I think I heard he's trying to talk earlier. I think you're muted.
I was muted.
Oh, okay, okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that wasn't meant to be heard then, what you were saying. I got it.
No. it was a lot of bleeps and everything. So
nice. Gotcha. Well, yeah. So on the heels of that, we decided to run through Bad Batch early. Obviously, because it was an episode that kind of reverted back to its same old, right, guys? I mean, so you see the interface here. So we're in Bad Batch mode, but don't worry. We're saving like a major talk for the Mandalorian trailer that dropped, during
we're
Monday
gonna buzz
football.
through this Bad Batch shit real quick.
So, yeah, guys. So bear with us. We're getting
faster than a pod race.
Worry.
I promise you that. Any of them.
But is it faster than a riot race?
Yeah, right. I'm gonna preface this. Of course, the bingo sheet's all tongue in cheek, right? But it is a very predictable tropes that we see throughout the Bad Batch series. That's kind of annoying and kind of like getting old at this point. So I was expecting more of that this going in because of last week's was so emotional and such a dark tone that this had to be some sort of a lighter, same as usual kind of thing. I mean, I know, right? I mean, I hate the fact that we even have to think that, but it is a thing. So
Miss Sunflowers joined us and says it's faster than the Vespa gang.
barely
faster.
Vespa's Hall.
But yeah, so Bad Batch, was titled Faster. And this is a side mission, but there's some important things I guess to take note of going forward, or some foreshadowing, right, going into it. But the all going through this episode, I'm just thinking like Chris has got to be rolling his eyes like so hard right now.
I thought the same
because
thing.
yeah, because we already have an ongoing debate about the pod race, but the pod race meant so much more. I mean, it's winning Anakin's free, all that stuff, but this was kind of like as it's going, and it's the whole series almost, or the episode.
Man. The
like
second we saw it was a pod race, Omega's going to get in one of these goddamn things, win the whole thing, and I'm going to be so angry. That's where I was immediately. So yeah, I was ready to check boxes.
I thought it was too, because I thought the same thing, and I thought, okay, now we're going a little far here.
Yeah.
Especially when she said, I could do it, and I was like, oh, or she did the whole the
double or nothing.
The replay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, this is little
Who was-
Anakin all over, but
yeah, who
little
was
Boba
waiting
Fett.
for
Okay.
Omega to jump
Yeah.
in the cockpit and race? Like, who was
Yeah,
waiting
it was-
for that?
I
Like,
knew
that
it.
was-
I knew it was
And I was
Yeah.
about to like get this over with, but yeah.
See Saber Smith from last week. Remember the pre-mad? I get pre-mad at
Pre-mad,
Omega
yeah,
all the
exactly.
time.
But also, yeah,
Gordon was stressing out about the racing time, thinking about Chris.
See, everybody knew. Yeah.
when I didn't get a text from Chris at midnight at 12:30 last night, I didn't get a text. I'm sitting there going, either he turned it off and just went straight to bed, or he
I
saw
passed out.
or have passed out during it and just kind of like blacked out during it. But
I passed out.
but
I know
also-
that the intro started, and I don't know what happened after that. I caught up at 5:30.
But yeah, Saber Smith it was nice to have a tech driven episode.
It
I
was.
absolutely 100% agree. I think that again, like kind of like going forward, what this season is trying to do is give us more focus on the individuals and their strengths and all that stuff. I was happy that Tech was the pilot in this whole thing.
It's been kind of a tech-heavy season so far because there was that whole situation with him having the broken leg and really stepping up and saving everybody in that one episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what this means, right? I
digging
mean, last season we had focus on Hunter and a lot of Omega. We've already had Echo and Tech heavy. We're gonna get a Wrecker heavy. So
we
that's
were
coming.
Wrecker heavy in the beginning of last season.
We were.
Because
It was kinda
I
like-
loved Wrecker in the beginning of last season. Then all of a sudden
Yeah.
they forgot about him for like 4 or 5 episodes. Like he wasn't
Yeah.
even part of any. He was just in the background.
Yeah.
So-
yeah. Miss Sunflower, I think she's asking how many episodes is Bad Batch. I think
on the
it's
higher
16.
end.
Yeah, I
On the
think it's
higher.
16 is what.
I'll confirm it real quick while we're talking.
Okay, yeah, that we do have the list. That's right.
Mhm.
Well, going by last season, it was 16. But I don't really like, as far as the Sid character in the Bad Batch. I've already don't like the character anyway, just because I think that I appreciate the Bad Batch so much to have like blackmail over their heads for them to work with her all the time, like in season 1, and like this debt
Yeah.
UOS and all those things.
Like your mercenary clones, the
Yeah.
scary, clone
Right.
Troop 699, and somehow Sid, the Trandoshan old lady, has this
Right.
power over you. And
Yeah, like
she doesn't
Joey
show a
even
gang
said-
ever.
No. Joey even said in our chat, it's like when Sid got in trouble, just leave her there and just like, we're debt free. Got later, and
16 episodes.
of course Omega has the heart, right? Omega's the one who said, no, we have to save her and stuff. So,
Okay, we'll do whatever you say, Omega. And double
Yeah.
or nothing.
double or
Yeah,
nothing.
the double or
right?
nothing
So-
thing was like, oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
The
That
minute
was
she
my-
said that, I was like, oh, here goes Chris.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
not happy.
So I'm going again. You guys tell me. I'm going through this episode.
Quick.
Quick, but also it was so predictable, like 100% predict. Nothing
Well,
was.
I know.
even
I was
Sid's
shocked.
little-
I was shocked about Tech. I was shocked that
Taking over?
Tech did it. Yeah, so that was a shock to me.
Mhm.
So I mean, I knew they would obviously win and go through all that. But I mean that was a nice change for me. Was when that did happen, it changed
was
my
a nice
attitude.
change.
It changed my
Yeah, yeah.
attitude because my pre-mad became let me see what happens. Now.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
now I'm
Yeah.
interested. So it got me interested for a few minutes.
Right.
And I like the riot race being mostly droids, but a combination of droids and human.
The droids were cool.
Yeah. the
Oh
droids
yeah,
were
the like the racers were cool. It's like an upgraded, more violent form of pod racing. There's weapons involved, right? and
I would
everything.
have liked Phantom Menace a lot more if it was sanctioned for weapons and not hidden in like Saboba's chi. I liked the weapons. That was cool.
Right.
That was neat.
The
The death in the stands was fantastic.
Oh yeah, that
Right?
was-
That was oh my
and the
god.
disclaimer over that after, right?
Yes,
The announcement.
It's like a foul ball warning.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I go
yeah.
to a baseball game. That was awesome.
Death
And
and
everybody just
dismemberment are not
turns
responsible
around.
for.
They just turn around and look, and there's a dude looking down. He's got a hole in his chest. What the hell? I'm
Yeah.
like,
Drops
Yeah,
and
that
everybody's
was-
back to the
been-
race.
where's
That's,
this been the
um,
entire series? You know?
Right.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
good.
Exactly. That was cool. That's what that's what Star Wars is, a very dangerous place, even for spectating. So no, that was cool. The whole foreshadowing of Sid is not the person you think she is kind of stuff. That's where I'm like, there we go. And then what is it like? Okay, she's using and abusing them. Of course, we know this. I mean, they spent a whole season doing this. It's more the same going forward. So is it something that she's going to have a heart at the end, or is it something
Yeah.
that the Bad Batch is going to confront her with? Like they're going to find out.
They've
You know what I mean?
already-
That's boring. Sorry,
it's
but
gonna,
it is.
it's gonna be boring because Omega's been babying her so much every single episode. Like, she's always really close to Sid, right? Like,
Yeah.
always wanting to help Sid. And Sid has softened up a ton over the last couple episodes on the Bad Batch.
Yes.
She makes fun of them and clowns them in a more fun way now,
Right,
instead of in a mean way.
And that's why I feel they're helping her.
This is going to turn into a Lando situation. She's going to be forced at some point to turn on them because everybody's warning them, right? We're thinking Wanda Sykes' character is going to screw them over. That's not going to be it, probably. It's not this new guy, which was awesome. The alien gang was awesome.
Yeah.
Right? Because you have original trilogy. You've got him from the sequels. You know what I mean? And Clone Wars. This is really, really
and the
cool
big
stuff.
dude. The big dude was voiced by Ernie Hudson.
Yeah.
I love that.
That was cool.
Winston.
Shit, I forgot where I was going with that. But anyway, that was awesome. But anyway, this whole setup making her look bad, saying not to trust her, is she's going to be forced to turn. The Empire is going to force her to give them up. But then she's going to feel so bad. Somehow Omega's not going to get caught up in it. She's going to be on the side with her, and they're going to be like, "Okay, I've got to do it." She's going to have a soft spot, save the day.
Right.
You know, it's so predictable. It needs
I
to be
don't
its own
know.
bingo card.
Yeah, and I guess to wrap up my thoughts about this whole Sid thing is kind of like I don't know. I know her motivation. I don't know the Bad Batch motivation of staying there. From what I remember in season 1, their debt was cleared up when they were playing Dejarik together. When Sid was playing Omega and Omega 1, I thought their debt was cleaned up. So what are we? You know what I mean?
Yeah, she just keeps saying, "You owe me more."
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know how this works. Yeah, I paid off my debt.
The first episode, Hunter said, "We're already free," and she's like, "Yeah, I don't think you've been paying attention." And it's like,
right.
Okay,
they're fugitives. They're fugitives. They're being hunted by their brothers. They've lost in this world. They don't know where to turn. Why continuously go outside and do things for somebody that's obviously not appreciating whatever? I mean, they could just turn tail and run. Like, we're already fugitives. Like, what are you going to do? Put more people on coming after us? Kind of. So I'm anxious to see how far this is going to go.
Maybe they're in the kind of a situation where it's the devil we know. You know, they're in with Sid.
Yeah.
They got a place to sleep. They're pretty safe. They can make credits.
Could be.
Know, I mean,
eat, get jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I kind of think.
Yeah, what are they going to do? Go straight, and there's no war to fight. So it's like that's kind of their
not
choice.
unless they want to join Rex's cause. I mean, Rex already gave him the offer, and Echo was, I think Echo was the one who was like, we need to do something bigger. So that's already planted too.
I feel like right now this is their home.
Yeah,
they don't have another home. Of that, they just keep jumping and jumping, and then this is where, Omega comes in. Because you don't want that for a kid, right? To keep jumping around and like that.
That was Hunter's dilemma.
She knows
right?
her. Right, yeah. So I think that's what it is. And she knows this. And I think that, I can get you jobs. And so they're kind of stable, but yet don't have to be on the run in that way. She is still kind of hiding them. So that's how I see it is that's why. What this dark past is, though, I don't know. I've been just trying to enjoy it as a cartoon show. And I think we kind of get spoiled.
Of course.
We get spoiled too much with what we've had of Rebels and trying to get there in the story. And I think for us, it's a lot harder because we expect so much more. You're doing this for this reason. So why is she there? Like, we want all those other stories. And I just don't think we're there yet for it, though. So
Yeah. Season 5 or something like that.
Correct. Right. Point. Yeah. Maybe season 3. Season 2, okay, we had all our play. You got your cartoon. Let's go. And we kind of saw that with the last episode of how dark that was, and it got there. But then as soon as you bring in the family, this is what happens, is this campy stuff.
It's what makes it hard. It's because you get through an episode where you're like, you know what? Shit, this is a really good episode. Like, really, really well written. Adult theme, darker.
Right.
Doesn't have to be always dark, right? It can do certain things. And then you turn into the campy one, and honestly, it's just...
Clone Wars did the same thing,
switch.
Right?
It's a hard switch.
Yeah.
If you put the episodes, we did the screenshot side by side. It's a completely different show.
Right.
You know,
it was compared to that. So I think that's where we're just a little too spoiled of what we've gotten and what we know.
But at the same time, even with what we have gotten and what we know, like Marco just said, the Clone Wars and Rebels both did the same thing. Rebels a little less because it started off kind of kiddish and then got really adult. But Clone Wars had silly shit sprinkled all throughout the series, and
then those moments of like, and we with Rebels and Clone Wars, we're vested into the character. We are vested because there's a direct result into these actions, like Anakin, Obi-Wan, and even going to Kanan, Ezra, and like we see these things. Now the Bad Batch is a little harder sell for us, and like what Ernie was saying, maybe it's like it's doing its job in the form of just doing like a fun little tale going on, and we are going to look for in between lines. We are going to look for those moments that are going to repel or send those ripples right to our canon and our lore and those heavy meanings. And we'll find them. Last week we found them. We'll find them in everything we do. So
I just look at season 7 of the Clone Wars, and the last 4 episodes made that season. The rest of the season was just kind of spinning your wheels. We got introduced to the Bad Batch. Right. Yeah, it was. We got introduced to the Bad Batch in the beginning, and then we went off on tangents. What's Ahsoka up to? Oh, it's an adventure of the week.
Yeah, exactly.
We should be used to this by now. It's really good stuff sprinkled with stuff that's like,
we're used to it. We just still going to complain about it. So.
It's the thing. A lot of shows will do something really good the first season, then change it around the second season because they don't want to repeat themselves, right? And then we think it's bad or good that way, right? And we say, just keep it the same. This one's the reverse. It's doing the exact same thing. But the problem is that we talked about last week is progression. Nobody's really progressing.
No development. No character development.
That's where we're at. If anybody, maybe Tech a little bit has.
Right.
But Wrecker hasn't at all. Hunter's still mentioning about the same stuff. Omega is still the same.
Yeah. I think Echo's getting there. Echo is all about. Echo's been like, okay, now we've got to do something. We can get this money and we can do something real.
Right. So, something bigger.
At least they have something going on, but we don't see their personality changing because we really didn't, But it's hard. It is. We should be seeing Omega change is what we should be seeing, and that it just isn't. The last really cool part in that, besides, I don't know if you wanted to go through we had the kind of who's who of who were the racers in that show.
I'm trying to figure out which slide that starts on. Let me figure it out.
But Teo, the one that got killed a couple times.
Oh my God, that was cool.
That was an awesome droid. I forget the dude's name.
He was awesome.
But from Parks and
Jason
Rec,
Schwartz.
Right? There you go.
Yeah.
Jason Schwartz. I think it's Jason.
No,
Schwartz.
it's something. It's
Ben Schwartz.
Ben Schwartz. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I laughed. I was actually grinning when this droid was on. I liked him a lot.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'll take a pop at Teo. No.
Oh sure.
So anyway, that was good. I loved that it kept dying, coming back. Getting smashed up, ready to go.
The last time he died though was really, really great.
He did the Meet Joe Black ending when he got hit by the cars.
I wish we had a picture of that. We don't.
Brad Pitt getting hit by 2 cars.
It was so hard to get some of these things because they went by so fast. I sat there trying to pause the finish line on the race so long, dude. There's no way. And this one right here too was the same damn. I'll forget it. We'll just show him laying on the ground.
Yeah, and that was funny too. You got that good on the Wrecker. Oh boy.
Oh
yep.
yeah.
And another prequel callback.
Right. The sheer amount of alliteration in all of their names, everything was Quick Draw Quasar, and it was
love it.
Ridiculous.
And he was shooting. It was so awesome. Yeah.
The Trickster Flash Rector.
Yeah, so cool. I want figures of all these
barely
guys.
Knew her.
Hyper Rod on his 7-deuce blaster. And finally, Tech.
Right?
Tech.
Yeah.
Almost with the droid-looking head, right?
Almost right.
There was a red battle droid. I was like, oh man, I'm doing time in my head. Could that be Mr. Bones? Like I don't know why. I don't know why. So I'm ready to see people like that. It wouldn't show up now. Wrong time.
I hear you. Yeah.
Way too early.
Yeah.
But really cool to see that kind of stuff. I like the protocol droid bodies and the droid heads and all that.
Yeah.
We love our droids. We do. They're probably the best thing about Star Wars sometimes,
a lot of times. In this episode, 100%.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
So So of course, we're gonna keep this episode on the back burner, of course, too, and then see what happens next week and the continuation. So we'll be referencing the whole season as a whole as we get more information, right? So, but I do want to kind of like convert I want to convert all energy to front deflecting shields, to all power to the front. Unless you guys have anything final.
Oh,
to
wait.
say
Has he
about the
done
Bad
bingo?
Batch?
He hasn't done bingo.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Let's do Bad Batch bingo really fast.
go for it. What
right.
happens. I'm reverting power back to the rear. Go ahead.
All right, get your Bad Batch bingo cards ready because here is the winning squares. I guess.
Do we have a graphic so we can watch?
Yeah, I can put up last week's regular bingo card.
Yeah,
but
just
I don't have it marked off.
That's fine.
All right.
I love this.
All right. So some of these are not as blatant as they could be, but they'd still count. So Tech says how smart he is.
He shows it this time.
Yeah.
He shows it. Yep.
When he's talking to the droid about how his plan, his thinking is wrong and his is right. That counts for sure.
I would count this square. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Narrow escape scene is another checked.
Mhm.
I'd say
And that
so.
would be Tech in his speeder.
Right.
Okay.
Going straight across the top here, Wrecker is confused.
Yeah, that's easy.
I
Always.
think that's a gimme.
Yeah.
On the second line, we don't have anything. And remember, everybody in the contest, you all have different cards. So just make sure you're marking these off.
Well, wait. Wouldn't Omega tell someone what to do? Wouldn't double
I'm
or
getting
nothing?
there.
Oh,
I'm
you said
getting there.
you said second row, nothing on there.
Except for Omega tells someone what to do.
You didn't have a comma. You had a period.
I paused to tell everybody. Shut up. Anyway, we did have a brief, sad Omega scene. It was very sad. She looked sad as Sid was being carted away. We had the appearance of a vintage action figure with
Yes, we
a
did.
Snaggletooth walking around in the background.
Yep.
I don't think we had any instance of Omega not listening, but that
No,
was
she
kind of on the
actually
fence.
went with the flow this time.
She kind of did, yeah. The next one we have Omega outsmarts someone, and that was at the very beginning while they were playing Hollow Dejarik.
Uh-huh.
And then, of course, Sid clowns a Bad Batch member.
Yes.
And I'm going to also go on a limb and say the mission goes bad because they had a plan with Teo piloting, and that went awry. And so Echo had to pick up the slack there. So those are our squares for
winning
this
squares.
week's Bad Batch bingo.
What's scary is because remember these are some tropes, and we're looking for Easter eggs or appearances.
Mm-hmm.
We hit most of the tropes.
Yeah, we did.
Right? There were zero appearances. Those besides stun and anything with like Hunter saying something because he wasn't there, it got nailed. That's stupid.
Yeah.
And I didn't even hate the episode. I'm just tired.
Yeah, we're definitely looking for the blackout card, which is this kind of episode mixed in with the usuals. The usual.
I don't know
cameos.
if we'll get a blackout. I don't know if we'll get a blackout because that's asking for Rampart, Palpatine, Tarkin, Rex, and Cody.
That's only 2 scenes.
Yeah.
Rampart, Tarkin talking to Palpatine on a projector is pretty easy.
Yeah.
And then at the same time they're building their plan over here. Rex meets up with the Bad Batch, and Cody's there. I mean, that's a pretty easy deal.
I think it's asking a lot.
It is asking a lot, but it's possible.
We have Brandon Epler here saying the one time he actually wanted Omega not to listen.
Nice. See,
so,
make it interesting.
If you got a bingo this week, type bingo in the comments section. I'll make sure that I mark it down. Or if you are not listening live, if you're not watching live and you're listening later and you're a Patreon member, send me a message saying you got a bingo. I'll double check it, and keep your bingo cards because they do not change. So you will have the same cards all the weeks of the show.
Right.
Bingo,
cool.
Baby.
Cool.
It will hit. Something will hit plenty of times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Just easy.
Oh, yeah. So you saw the interface change for those that are the visual watchers. Of the audio watchers, we're going into the Mandoverse, something that is...
Could have also just been I hit the wrong one.
Happy accident. That's what we're going
accident.
with. 42 days away from the Mandalorian season 3. I had to watch Monday Night Football because the only reason why I'd watch it is because the Mandalorian trailer. We're getting back to the old ways, guys. Remember, like Super Bowl commercials or a Monday night something like that, where it was hyped. You know, I loved watching that whole thing where it's like, stay tuned halftime because a Mandalorian season 2 trailer is premiering. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I guess this is our official trailer, right? Like the whole thing. Other ones that we got were teasers and all that stuff, right? So.
Yeah.
Which suspiciously missed a couple of people. Like there was no sign of Bo-Katan in this one at all, but she was prominently featured in the last trailer.
Right. I think there is one scene of her on the throne looking up, like sideways.
There was not a. I went through this.
Maybe that's the older trailers.
That's the older trailer.
Okay, so the one thing, okay, guys. So the one thing that I want to bring up first is the voiceover. The first thing that we catch is the voiceover, right? And after the whole thing is said and done, it's like always kind of ask, like, who's the Mando talking to? Right. I don't think this is dialogue for the trailer, right? So, and I kind of was like thinking about this all day today about like who's the Mando talking to the whole time, right? Over this voiceover, and I kind of want to say it's Grogu. The more I think about it, the more I kind of like look at this and the term Mandalorian, I'm kind of leaning more towards Grogu being the Mandalorian. I kind of fought this kind of idea a long time. I'm thinking like Grogu is just kind of like this character that's going to be more epic and going forward. And I thought, honestly, last season he was going to, or during Book of Fate, he was going to stay with Luke, right? I really did. I really thought that. And then I'm kind of getting a more of a feeling of he's talking to Grogu and Grogu is the Mandalorian, you know, moving forward.
I think he's probably talking to him about this new group, right? As they're finding people and what they're doing. I'm sure he's talking to him. It's kind of neat because we're not used to, but I mean, we've seen enough and I would like to see more Jedi training, training on that side, the Force side, right? So to catch some training here on the Mandalorian side and seeing him kind of raise Grogu, specifically teaching about Mandalorian stuff, that'd be kind of neat.
Because he keeps using the words us and we, and like, you know, to be a Mandalorian, this is what you know, to explore and to like not only about weapons. And it's like okay, he's talking to somebody, you know what I mean? And the only thing I can think of, he's talking to
Skyrider thinks he's talking to the person he has to atone to, which would be, of course, the armorer. And I can see how.
But she already knows everything that he's saying. Yeah.
Some of what he says might work, especially towards the end where he says, I'm going to Mandalore to atone for my sins.
That would be separate. Yeah.
Yeah. But what leads up to that, I think you might have something there.
Yeah, you do. Because when he spoke to her in the last season, or in Boba Fett, right? Grogu wasn't there, so he wouldn't have heard any of that. So he's kind of relaying that information. You probably are right.
Grogu made his decision, came back to the Mando. Now it's like this trailer is showing us there's a bond. I mean, that bond is deep. You see that where he's in the cockpit now. Right? He's like on this stuff, and I think in that Mando's accepting the fact, like, all right, I'm going to show you the ways. You know, I'm going to show you this stuff. But he's almost going to be the first Mandalorian Jedi that created the Darksaber. It's going for a circle. It's going to be a Jedi Mando, like you guys have said in the past.
He took the kid back. So I mean, the kid is officially a Mandalorian foundling now. I mean, the kid is a Mandalorian.
He chose himself to leave Luke.
He did.
Yeah.
So all he needs now is a little miniature helmet, and he's good to go.
I think this is going to be a thing. I don't know. Because of Grogu's being infinite, this, you know, physically wise and all that stuff, I think this is going to be the point where, remember, we always talk about like go 500 years in the future, right? We always talk about that, and Grogu being like this amazing Yoda figure, but I think he's Mandalore. you know what I mean?
He can't be yet,
right?
Because Mando's not,
right?
Din has to atone first.
Yeah.
Once Din atones, then he can take Grogu on as a foundling. Right, because if he's not really a Mandalorian, he can't take him on.
That's true.
And then at that point, once he atones and he talks to the armor about what he did and fought on Mandalore, then he comes back in the armor and makes the helmet for Grogu. Yeah.
So like Miss Sunflower is asking, so is Grogu considered a Mandalorian now, or still a foundling, but not full Mandalorian yet? Yeah, so because he hasn't taken the vows and he's exposing, he's not. he doesn't have the helmet to hide his face and hide all these things yet. It's the Mandalorian in training going to be, but yeah, the
That'll be
ultimate goal is
the final scene of the whole series will be him
is
with
that
his helmet.
boom, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, he can't be yet. He will be by the end of the season when after Din atones. But I can't take Scott and make him my Padawan if I'm not a Jedi.
right, that's true.
Sure, you can. Why not?
Oh, can we see that picture again, real quick?
Which one?
The one of Grogu and Mando inside the N1,
where Mando is asleep and Grogu is he's kind of cuddling.
That's what I wanted to say. Is
Yeah.
he? So I've watched it so many times, like everybody else, and I noticed something. Every time we keep seeing this shot of them together and him not in the bubble, we get, is Mando hurt or is he just asleep? We're getting all these shots of them. You think asleep?
Yeah,
I think he's taking a nap.
I felt
took
he
it as
was
a sleep,
hurt.
so-
Ernie, I like that because I just don't. I just a weird scene to see Din sleeping with Grogu flying.
Correct.
Yeah.
I felt like he is hurt, and we're actually seeing Grogu taking him somewhere.
And
the
to Peli, because look, there's no R5 yet. And with Din down, Grogu having to fly to the one place he knows, they put R5 in there so it doesn't happen again.
There you go.
So,
Ernie, I love it, Ernie. I love it.
Yeah.
Ernie. Yeah.
I felt that he was hurt. The way that the tilt of the head. See, because I thought that too, Scott. I thought, oh, is he asleep? But then there's too much of this shot reoccurring. Him, looking wide-eyed. And of course, that makes us, oh, it's Grogu, right?
Yeah.
But I think he's doing something. I think he's hurt, and he's actually taking him somewhere.
Yeah, the absence of R5.
Sabersmith, he moves his hand.
Yeah.
Grogu does, if you rewatch it. Yeah. Or it's the falling of the hand, again, like you're hurt.
Yeah, and this is him controlling the ship. I like it. I like it a lot. And so dude, this is so cool. I love it.
Yeah,
it is.
This is the kind of stuff I really do like.
Yeah,
there's a lot of hints in this that, and number one, that it's really early in the show.
Yeah,
because we haven't got to Tatooine yet and made the change that we saw happen later. So
and all of these scenes usually happen, and the first trailer usually happens within the first like 4 episodes. So So we had this scene at the beginning of the trailer where we have you can obviously see right there that you've got Paz Vizsla kind of walking in with this group. Are they hunting? I think they're hunting him, and this is Paz's group coming across Mando with his group of people. I don't know if he's.
You see that?
I don't know if he's got his own army that's formed. I don't know when this takes place.
Well, in the trailer, you see, like, I know towards the end of the trailer, you do see Paz Vizsla's group invading Navarro. Like they're I mean, or not invading, but there's a battle going on.
No, they're definitely invading.
So they're chasing Mando across the universe right now.
I wonder why. Like, I wonder
they
why.
want the
Darksaber.
Paz Vizsla wants the Darksaber.
Yeah.
Oh, Paz wants it. Is the armor with Paz on that shot? You can't tell, huh?
On that mountain. Tell.
Okay.
I want to say
together,
no. They
but I want to say no.
But that
makes a lot of sense.
That's his family's. He thinks it's meant for him.
I love it. I love it. So the children? What is it? The children of the Watch? What are they? Is that what they called?
The Night Watch and the Children of the Watch. Yeah.
Okay, so the Children of the Watch were the armor heavy Mando and Din Djarin at that point. That was always left. Yeah. And then they had their little scuffle during the Book of Fett over the Darksaber, and there is some armor scenes in this trailer, right? So I'm hoping that there's going to be a very like a battle somehow where Paz kind of like this, there's no way he doesn't deserve this. I'm going to go after before he atones, kind of deal, and it all kind of comes to a head on Navarro, maybe so. Some conflict. This is like someone mentioned too. This is like another Mandalorian Civil War. So this is that's cool. That is cool because
that's what this whole season should be. That's what this whole season should be.
It does seem that way, right? The energy seems like primed for that for this season. I'm all about it. I'm all about it.
I need to look at whatever it is that Miss Sunflower is looking at to get this information because I know nothing about Clan Eldar.
Okay, so go to the next.
Oh
picture.
Yeah.
Go to the next one that you showed.
Hold on. Okay, next picture is this one.
Yeah. That on him, the maroon, the wolf looking. That's Clan Eldar.
Oh, okay,
and that
cool.
was from within when they were all joining Bo-Katan. That clan was fighting with her.
Okay,
correct.
I gotcha.
So I mean, this is so awesome because of course I want every freaking Mando figure. Give me all these color ones.
At this point, I'm
gosh,
ready.
yeah.
Now,
yeah.
you know
We need
what's wild here?
multi-packs.
See that Mando in the back there?
Yes.
Right, the
Ernie-
one with the tan.
Ernie Mando.
That's the. I saw this on somebody's page earlier. That's the Mando's chest plate from season 1.
Okay.
Just like
It
the
does
same
look
one.
like yeah.
It is the same bullet shots, the same laser blast.
Okay.
They're just used. What happened was a bunch of the 501st came out for this, and some of them, if they looked too similar, they had people move around and move chest pieces and parts of their armor around so that it would be different. So that was probably a Din piece that somebody switched around for somewhere else, so it didn't look like Din everywhere. You know what I mean? So
That's funny.
Right.
little fun fact there that I read. today.
I want all
Yeah.
of these, and then also on the same one on the Clan Eldar, his thing on his helmet, the sighting, the scope,
Yeah.
is on the different side.
It's on the other side. Yeah.
That's
It
that's
is,
that's
yeah.
exactly why
Yeah.
it was noticed, dude. Because it's not. This is a reverse shot. Because those bullet holes on the back guy, those should be on the. Those are on the left side.
So it's a
Reverse
reverse
that,
shot.
and it's all cool. Yep.
Oh,
yep.
this is a reverse shot.
I got you.
Yeah, it's they're facing the other way.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're right, because if you notice, every single one of them are left-handed.
Yeah. Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right.
Still cool though.
Very.
That would be awesome. Yeah, Gordon mentioned about the exciting possibilities of Black Series. Absolutely, I would love a whole clan of just Mandos, just different colors. I'll
take recolors on these all day. Go for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Seriously.
Because then you
Yeah.
can on pops. I don't care if you recolor those. Those
Yeah.
are cool, right? Because
These
Hey,
were
perfect.
in the show. These
Hey,
were in the
Hasbro,
show. I don't care
perfect.
if they have
Build
names or
a
anything.
fit.
Correct.
Come
Yep.
with Mando pieces that you can just go to town and build
Oh,
all
that'd
kinds
be
of
great.
Mandos.
Mhm.
That
That'd be great.
advice is free, Hasbro. Okay.
And then we have Mando arriving on Navarro, which
Cleaned
looks so,
Navarro,
It
which
looks
is
like such a nice place to go now.
nice
each
civilized Navarro.
each time we see it, it's a little nicer.
Correct.
Each time, because I went back to look at it for that other piece we were talking about, and it was nicer there than it was one, but not quite as nice as this. It's neat how that has more. Navarro has more progression than Omega.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. Then we've got a monkey lizard up there pointing at something.
Yeah. Well, this is actually the last time we saw the monkey lizards, they were being fried, so they're free.
Yep.
They're roaming around free. This is, like I said, this is a different Navarro, right? And yeah, so that's just showing the progression that Grief Karga is doing a good job.
Yeah.
There's R5
And look on the right.
R5D4.
and EV.
Yeah, there's an
Yep.
EV droid.
Even that, yep.
I love it.
Yep.
I love it.
So
and then
we know
yeah.
this definitely happens after he gets R5 from Pele.
Yep.
Yes.
Because that is
So-
him. So we're seeing
so
this in a
that's-
different order.
So that's obviously that for the ship part is probably one of the first scenes we see. He'll probably fight
Yeah.
and then go to
Right.
Tatooine. Grogu will take him to Peli because he trusts Peli.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's what's
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Um,
Then the R5 thing, then boom to Navarro. We're seeing
Right,
like the
exactly.
first 15 minutes of the first episode.
And I'm cool with that. I
Me
am
too.
cool with that.
Me
Yeah, hell yeah.
too.
Oh yeah.
That's
And
a
then,
new
of course,
Graham.
Yes,
Dylan,
it is
you
a new
son
plan.
of a bitch.
That was it.
Every
so
time
good.
I love it. I love it.
The bro handshake of all
Yeah.
bro handshakes. We got it. I don't care. This is a direct
Yeah.
thing
Why
for
don't we
Predator,
do
for
that
Predator.
when we see each other?
I know. Well, my
We
my
should.
biceps aren't.
Yeah,
even
we're gonna fix this. This is our new move.
I was going to, but Chris has this giant tattoo on his arm, and I didn't want to hurt him this time. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it
I've
still
seen
hurts.
some, I've seen some things, comments on the internet, and we actually, I kind of thought that IG-11 statue was new. With
So
the
did
whole
I.
thing, but
Yeah.
Chris pointed out to us that if you go back to Grief Karga's episode,
On
where
the
he was
Siege,
running the
yeah.
show, the Siege is called on season 2. That statue exists then. So
Yeah, I could have swear we talked about it on the show.
we
I've
probably
never seen
could
it
have. I just don't
before.
know why there would be a IG
Yeah.
unit statue there.
Because this
You
was
know
the
what I mean?
next time. Because that was season 1 where IG-11. Season 2 was the Siege.
Oh.
So
Oh,
by then,
well,
remember how I said
he's
the
still
city
in
gets
charge.
nicer?
Yeah.
The city gets nicer every time. So that was one of the first things they did was that statue. It's
Oh,
right
I
out,
got it. Yeah,
it's
I got
right
it.
outside the school where they dropped Grogu inexplicably. Before we
The
went off.
macaroon episode. That's what
Yes,
we're gonna call
yes,
it.
it is the macaroon episode.
Gonk.
And it's right when they're taking him to the school.
Yep.
You can see it outside. Yeah.
I love seeing gonk droids. I love
Yes.
and I will say this,
Yep, I love gonks.
Mandalorian does an amazing job of showing us the Star Wars universe, like
Yes, they do.
aliens and droids and everything. That's what I really appreciate about this series. Not just because it's good, it's just that I know that we're in Star Wars. like
It
100%.
feels like Star Wars. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Completely. And we have such minimal Jedi. I mean, I know Grogu is a Force user, right? But he's not really a Jedi. He's
Right.
more right? It's just neat that he's there, and it's
Yeah,
a little bit of
absolutely.
Force, a little bit of magic in Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's what I talk about with Andor, right? Missing the magic. There's magic all over this one, and it's
Right.
it's
Yeah.
partially the Star Wars
100%,
stuff.
dude. I
It's
love it.
cool.
I cannot wait. But
Yep.
Donka Joy, Gonk Joy. Nah.
Badunka gonk.
I
I need that on a T-shirt
Done.
Oh.
with gonk
With a gonk
turned
droid.
backwards.
Oh my goodness.
With gonk backwards, the back of
Oh,
gonk, and
God.
have it say Badunka gonk.
Which pretty much looks like the front of a gonk droid because it's
Yeah.
just a square.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Just real fast, I do want to welcome KG to in the chat or the pit there to the show and participating. We love to see that. And there was someone else that I recognized that was kind of new or a name that I haven't seen in a long time. I'll get there. But,
Is that Facebook
oh,
user?
Deb Phillips. Deb Phillips. Thank
Oh,
you
hey,
for
Deb Phillips.
getting in there and chatting it up. So just wanted to kind of point that out. But
I'll figure out who Facebook user is and we'll give him a shout out.
okay, yes, yeah, Facebook, yeah, exactly. It sucks that we can't see that like live. But-
Yeah, they got to be signed in. Oh, it's Scott Winters. Of course, it's Scott Winters. Hey, man, what's up?
Hey, there you go.
There he is.
Awesome. Yeah, the whole the KG saying I love the IG-11's foot on the trooper's helmets. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
awesome.
so funny because it's like nobody was there to witness that event except for the Mando
Grief.
and stuff, right?
And
yeah,
Grief,
grief,
yeah.
and it's kind of like
Grief and
this
Kara.
it's kind of like this extended heroism that they were like, we owe some of our freedom to IG-11, right? I love that.
Oh wait, could you imagine right now? You know who else we saw in this trailer? I'm jumping out of place here.
Oh, that's
Right? Is Babu Frick.
That's
Yes, we did.
actually, if you look at the closed captioning, it doesn't say Babu.
It does. It says the aliens race.
Anzelian. Oh, okay. That's what
Because they're-
Babu Frick's race. Oh,
Because
okay.
there are two
I
of
didn't know
them.
that.
It's two of
Right.
them there.
Right.
So say that happens, and
We'll
say
get
they
there.
has to have the unit of IG-11, and you put him in something else. Put him in a super battle droid.
Dude,
Put
come
him
on.
in a
So-
B1 battle droid, and
So,
that,
Chris-
that would kill it.
Chris, you mentioned Bones earlier
Yeah,
today, and now
yeah.
everybody who's not familiar with the droid Bones, it's in the Aftermath book.
Oh, look at this scene.
I know it's in the Aftermath book, and everybody needs to watch it because what Chris just said about personalities and droids. Bones is one of my favorite droids in the novelization that needs to come to live action. But something like that with
Yeah, it
IG
was,
11 coming would be awesome too.
Snap Wexley from the sequel trilogy. It was his childhood droid that he
Right.
built from a B1 battle droid and random other parts that looked like,
Right.
and it was just kind of a psychotic killer droid. It was
Dope
on
as
the
hell.
good. It was on the
Nice.
good guy side. Yeah.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
But
Hey, Deb
go
Phillips, thank
Hey,
you
Deb.
very much.
Can we jump back to that droid picture?
Sure.
Which one? The
Absolutely.
bar?
The
droid
one
bar.
that Scott
The
just said.
droid
Was that-
bar?
Now, so
Yeah.
much a bar, but this could be. Oh, it is a bar, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was thinking, could this be where the Fricks are, the Babu Fricks here, and they're
Oh,
getting
well,
things done,
well,
and
yeah.
they're getting serviced, right?
But why
Um,
not? Yeah.
But first of
Yeah.
all, the droid in the back there from the Sandcrawler is awesome. Or
Yes.
from the,
Yes,
So
yes,
let's
yes.
just
Look,
give that
guys.
a nod before we leave.
I
Um,
want to say, yeah.
but I think this is
one
where
battle
Babu is working on. That would be cool. I want
Why
to
not,
see it
dude?
happening. Yeah.
Why not?
This is
Giving
a cool
special
scene.
massages in the back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Happy reboots
Hey!
in the back.
Happy reboots. I think
Happy reboots.
Hey!
I'm sorry, but
is.
that like Babu
That's
Frick was the
Babu
best
on the
thing.
right? That's got to
Yes.
be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it, dude. I love it. Yeah, that droid bar it brought warmth to me. Like just this little scene about like how they all stop and looked on whoever's coming in, and like again, it's a bar. There's the server. They have their own thing, right? They have their own thing, just like in A New Hope. We
Yeah.
don't serve your kind. Your droids have to wait outside,
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
this
do
coming
we-
back full
do we-
circle is amazing.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say like this. I want this picture on artwork and framed. Like
And those
Yeah.
R2
That'd be awesome.
units needed to go somewhere because that's Kid Fisto's and that's Mace Windu's in the front. So
Why is that Mace
Somewhere.
Windu's?
Yeah, it's purple.
the purple light.
Is it purple?
That's what it was there. Yeah. It's purple, so that's Mace's. We got the green was Kit's because I had to buy all those damn starfighters because I
Yeah,
loved
right.
them all.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yes, each one has their own. And then they came with their color coordinated droid. So that's a purple
Right.
I see. Can we go back to Babu real quick?
Sure, and then I've got a question for you guys. The general consensus here.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
What was Snoopy's cousin's name who looked like this other frick? You know, his one who travels with the hat and the Fu Manchu tattoo?
Yes.
That's what that is right there. What was his name?
I don't
Snoopy's
know, but
cousin.
yeah, I do remember. I know. Yeah.
I do know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah, that's him right there. All right, back to the Droid Bar.
Go first, Scott.
Do we think that this is Kijimi, which is Babu's home planet? Do we think that Mando visits Kijimi?
I think so. I hope so.
That would be awesome.
Are you talking about Snoopy's brother Spike?
Spike, yes. Spike, that's who it is.
Okay,
that's
there
Spike
you go.
right there.
Yeah.
I am quick draw whenever it comes to this Google thing.
I think Kijimi is a good. Yeah, I think so.
First off, cool. Yes, please. How about this?
Right.
Do I think? Yeah, because I want more planets. I want more. Substance. I need. Like I said, Mando does an amazing job with the droids and the cameos and aliens. Let's go to more planets. Yeah, I'm especially going to more planets. Go.
Continuing to tie it into the sequel trilogy to make the sequel trilogy mean something.
That's what they're doing. And you put a poll up on our community thing on the YouTube tab about the sequels. Like, what do you think Disney? What do you want Disney to do, or what do you think you do? And a lot of people are just like, look, just leave them. Let's have Disney Plus enhance them. And again, a great sentiment on that. Like let's go to these planets. Let's flesh it out. Grief Karga is important because again, his episode from last season was the Snoke in the tank season. So let's get answers. Right? Yeah.
Yep. So, and last thing on that scene was B1s in a bar means that people have reprogrammed them, right? Because they're not part of the collective anymore. They're not one mind. So
3 of them there.
Just throwing that out there. These guys are buddies in here.
I love it.
Not one.
I love it.
So yeah. Me too. And this is where I'm going to get my pop. Damn it.
Yep.
I'm not going to get a prequel pop. I'm not going to get a Clone Wars pop. I'm going to get a freaking Mando season 3 B1. Yeah.
But it's not as you get it.
But if these guys aren't saying Roger, Roger, and I get that pop, it's not going to feel like the right one. You know what I mean?
Right. Would they say that? Because that, again, they were like the hive mind droid army kind of stuff.
These guys are going to come out sounding like Seinfeld and freaking...
and everybody's going to say, too, oh, Chris finally got his droid pop. And Chris is going to be like, no, I didn't.
Yeah, and does that feel stupid though, right? If you guys didn't have a Battle Droid in Black Series and they only gave you one right there, wouldn't you feel like this isn't the right Battle Droid?
Correct. No, I want episode
That's
1.
What you had to build your army on was bar.
But the colors are right. All the colors are right on it, and they've got the backpack with the antennas. So as long as they come with the right blaster.
But I just know.
That's true. Well, we'll know, right? Yeah. But I'll know.
Oh, but what I'll do, I'll buy a couple of them, and I'll put them in the sections. I'll put them in the Bad Batch section, the Clone Wars section,
there you go.
Section.
There you go.
And that way, I'll just have 3 of them, and I'll make
one droid to span them all.
Yes, that works for me. Now I'll be happy. You're right. Now I'll be happy.
Yeah.
I'll shut up about it.
But
that's funny. Wait a minute. Miss Sunflower piped in, and at least Chris will finally get his B1 Battle Droid Funko Pop.
As I'm bitching about it. I'm a grateful bastard, aren't I?
One day we'll do another bingo sheet about stuff wish list that we wanted in our in the podcast, and everybody, Chris's B1 droid X gets a square.
By episode 300, we should have some bingos and things, right? Like things we're guessing or going through.
Right? Yeah.
You know, it'd be great in that series of pops as well too, where he finally gets his droid. Is an Omega pop is in there as well too.
It's a 2-pack. It's a 2-pack.
Yeah, no.
Oh my god!
It's gonna be a scenery pop, Chris. It's not even gonna be an isolated.
By episode 6 of this Bad Batch series, Omega is gonna find and reprogram a battle droid. It's gonna become her sidekick, and that's gonna be the one. God damn it!
And again, you're not gonna get an individual. You're gonna get a scenery one. You're gonna get Omega working on
the Target exclusive.
Oh, gross! Like the first time I got Han and Carbonite, right? I'm like, oh, it's not loose. This sucks. When he was on Boba gets his bounty, I'm like, this is bogus. I almost bought 2 to cut it out.
That's funny. All right. But I know, speaking of where we're at in the trailer and everything, and going to new worlds, going back to Mandalore, and even Matt and Din is saying it. I'm going back to Mandalore to atone, and I'm like, yeah, let's go. And I
The way you started that going back to Mandalore sounded like LL Cool J.
It did. It was in my head too, Chris.
Yeah.
Going back to Mandalore. Mandalore. I'm going back to Mandalore. No,
I don't think so.
Going back to Mandalore. Styling, profiling. I need the dark saber.
Come on, throw it in there.
Bring in the horns.
Oh,
Yeah,
This is our video right here.
The audio group is like, what the hell is going on?
I know, they're like, this went way off the deep end. Yeah, so that's funny.
That's why you should join us on YouTube.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, this shot right here that Scott has up is pretty sick, right? So this battle's happened a while ago. This is kind of like they must have used the weapon.
Sabine's weapon is what I thought.
Oh yeah, that's right. The one that can melt Beskar, right? Or not melt, but
it can get through it. It can
destroy it, right?
Yeah.
It turns Beskar and whoever's into it into ash.
What, dude? Okay, because we saw the Night of 1,000 Tears of the orbital bombardment and the Terminator scene of the Empire, taking over Mandalore and all that stuff. And I just assumed it, like when I saw this shot, I was just assume it wasn't Beskar,
we haven't seen that. We don't know what we've seen yet. That's the trick, right? I mean,
well, we saw the flash when the armor was doing the flashback scene.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. It's just hard. It's really hard to tell.
This city get obliterated.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's great, right?
Yeah, that is wow.
Yeah.
So
somehow Mandalore returned, but anyway, yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet. But yeah, guys, we're going.
So isn't it he's supposed to go down below and
bathe in the waters?
Well, didn't I hear Mythosaur?
No, he's supposed to go in atone for his.
Yeah,
but isn't he have to fight?
Atone for his
he has to fight something. Who?
No, he just has to bathe in the waters of Lake.
Yeah, I thought it was just. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, I thought it was just like baptized, being baptized, born. He does his thing, he does his ritual, puts the helmet back on, and now he's a Children of the Watch again, kind of.
I feel it's like confession, probably, and with just a big giant pool of holy water though, and he's got to go, and he's like, "This is it."
Radiated holy water.
Well, it's yeah, because the Mandalore was a big desert that this was
right. She said
built on, right? So it's so. It'd be kind of cool. I'm ready to explore. I'm ready to have that episode.
I do see that. We have the.
Go ahead.
We have the chat saying about how who brought Miss Sunflower said, it's still smoking. I think she's the one who said it, and we kind of see that somebody else has been saying that. So maybe this is a flashback to when the weapon happened here. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know we get the flashback from the armor, but that could also be about this shot where it's
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. It could be clouds, fog, or smoke. So
Correct.
it is hard to tell. I can see where it could be smoke and kind of freshly jacked up. I could see that. Yeah. And they're going to be kind of flashback heavy, right? So
There was a lot of chatter online too about where is Din going, because he's flying in his N1 through a rainstorm, through clouds and rain. And you guys think about this. What we're seeing here, I don't think this is fresh. I think we're seeing like a nuclear fallout. We're seeing a completely obliterated nuclear wasteland where the planet is almost entirely covered in clouds, and it's
it changed the atmosphere.
So it's always like this.
But Boba said that planet is glass.
Yeah.
Remember last season? So it's
that's a great point. I what, Scott? I like that too, and I also like if it wasn't explained, right? Like if we just got that, and it's that physical change on Mandalore that we like you said, we headcanon that, and the atmosphere is different. It's blacked out. The sun's blacked out. It's now we're into the Matrix. Now we're into really cool.
Neo's here?
Yeah, this is of course. It was us who struck first. We blocked out the skies. But anyway,
so this leads me.
Wow.
This leads me to ask the question, though: is this, navigating through this horrible, cloudy, storm-ridden sky, why he now has R5 in his?
That could be too. He needs an astromech. He needs a
navigator.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, the way we said
Another
that,
reason,
the way we said that felt like a video game again, right? Like
it did, right?
Oh no, I can't get through this without an astromech. Oh no, my life is down. Grogu, take over. Boom. Yeah. New mission, get droid. Oh, we're good. Let's go back to mission. That's how it feels like a side quest to get a droid.
I like it if it was happenstance. Like if it was like, okay, R5 is now part of the gang, and
Yeah, but I'm okay with it. By the way, I'm okay with it. I'm just saying that's how it plays out, right?
Okay,
Well-
but that's what happened in season 2. Season 2, oh, you must take the child to this planet, to Tython. The child must get to Tython. The child is on Tython. The robots come and get him. Oh no, now I've got to go find my friends and find my other friends and find my other friends so we can all join up to go on this mission together.
And season 1 was build a armor, right? It was build a Mando the whole season.
It was.
So,
it's very video game.
And also going back to Din's voiceover, he's talking about the importance of exploration and charting out the galaxy. Hence why you would need an astromech too. And
we're going to see a bunch of cool new planets, I think. I think or at least revisit planets.
Let's go, man. Yeah.
Right? And cool. maybe some of this new space they keep talking about, right? If exploration and stuff like that, that'd be kind of cool.
If they're going to, if we're still on the track to get the Ahsoka series let's say at the end of this year, let's bring in Sabine somehow. Let's bring in new space.
Sabine. There's no way.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you guys because this seems to be very, very Mandalorian Civil War. Would she be directly involved in this? Would she have a stake in this? Like, not to take the Darksaber for herself, but to side with something like her house is obviously important
house
to
run.
So like do you think something gets back to her like the Darksaber's return? Mandalore now they're like all the groups are being called to answer the leader, like to get our planet back or
I don't think so. I think
you don't think so?
I think her family is Ezra. Her family is Hera. Her family is not necessarily her biological family. It's Star Wars.
No, I get that. It's not a
choose. So
yeah, no,
I don't
100%. I think that's important to her. Like she doesn't, like I said, she doesn't. It's not a permanent thing for her, but she would have a say in this. Like, because all through Rebels, she was all about heritage and her armor and the importance of it and artifacts, and it was important not just for her to dismiss her Mandalorian heritage. I think if this is something that's deciding the Mandalorian, maybe she deems Bo-Katan's group bad and she wants to make sure that it doesn't get into her hands or something. I don't know. Who's this Din Djarin guy? Like, he's got the Darksaber. So I'm also trying to find out bridges to other shows. Like,
there's a bridge here in Ahsoka, period, because Ahsoka's the one that knows Din and knows everybody else.
Oh,
right?
100%.
So she kind of plays 100%. Like Nick Fury, she could build it. She knows everybody and everything, right? So Din, you need help with this, or Grogu, Grogu needs training, you go see Luke. Oh, you know what? Din needs help with this or whatever, and there's a thing on Mandalore. I have a Mandalorian. That needs to know what's going on. That does have deep ties. I do believe that she's chosen the family, but she's still a Mandalore by blood, by heart, by a lot of stuff, right? So I still think that's important to her.
That's what I'm saying. That's like she would hear about this and say and just kind of like I mean, I don't know.
There's a gray line with her, right? She came back in the end, but she was gone for a long time on Mandalore.
Right.
So,
yeah. But also she's, she made amends with her family. So there's not all of that tension there. But then after that, Mandalore is obliterated. So God only knows what's left of Clan Ren. She could be the only one.
Right.
We don't know where she stands in this point in time.
I'm getting so excited hearing all these clan names and everything that we mentioned already, and this could be happening. So now I want to see this. If we are a Mandalorian, we get these different groups, right? We don't know what is going to happen between Din and Bo, right? But I hope that we're still getting everybody announcing their clan. I love when that happens, and that's pretty dope, right? Yeah. Because you're all saying this, and all I keep hearing is like Skyrider, Clan Ren. Like I can just hear her right now. I'm from House, and I love that. So I hope these people that we get to see aren't just going to be background and they're saying where they're from.
Do you want to hear a rumor on a plot piece? Does everybody want a possible spoiler about Doc Brown's
you
character?
Be the judge. How bad would it be? Like
it's pretty
major?
Cool. I'm not gonna say it.
Okay.
Why don't we give people like 5 seconds to mute us just in case, and we could
mute us and then watch me, and as soon as I go, we're done.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, possible spoiler incoming. Possible. We don't know.
Spoiler in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
He was going to flip you off.
I was. I had a YouTube thought there, right? So anyway,
thank you.
So Doc Brown, I forget his name. Anyway, his character is an old Mandalorian. He's like an old clan leader. Okay, he's going to have big horns on his helmet, all this stuff. We haven't seen him yet. The key is he's old friends with Jango. and that's going to play a part in this whole thing. And that gives me chills thinking about that.
Dude,
I was
just
back to Django.
Did you just see me almost like pass out of excitement?
I know. So
just come on, dude.
Yeah. So if it's bullshit, it's bullshit. But if it's bullshit, it's a big miss.
Right. I forgot about Christopher Lloyd. Oh my god.
Christopher Lloyd. Thank you. I couldn't get his name.
Yeah.
Doc Brown, no problem.
Doc
Christopher
Brown.
Lloyd,
Thank you, Chad. Thank you.
That's
You
why I
don't
said
have to say
was
his real name.
That's what I said, Doc Brown.
Doc Brown's his real name, really. So.
But that if that happens, it's just dope. Sorry, I don't want to spoil. If that's the rumor I heard today.
Again,
and
and saying house name.
So would it be
Imagine him
like
coming out saying something? Just
he'll say whatever house he is, maybe even part of the family that helped Django. The clan that helped.
What was the name of the family that helped him? It wasn't
Mariel.
Jasper
Mariel.
Could you imagine if it ended up being Jasper Mariel?
That was on his thing. That was
come
on his chain code.
It's all there.
Original name of Boba Fett.
That's a legit rumor.
Yeah.
That's a legit thing. That
Yeah.
Dude, oh my god! If it's him and he says that, or he says now followed by House Fett, I'll lose my shit, dude. Oh my god!
My goosebumps have goosebumps right now, man.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So,
all right, give the thumbs up,
excited.
Chris, and okay, we're good.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Yay! All right.
Whenever I hear
You just
rumors,
blew
sometimes
Ernie's
I always
mind.
sit there. That has to happen, not just like
because if that doesn't happen, I'm gonna be upset now. That needs to go on a bingo card.
Yeah, exactly. That's really cool. Yeah. So, God, what else? I mean, we even get the return of Dr. Pershing.
Let's discuss that. Let's discuss that. Let's get that picture. Go ahead, Scott.
Let me see. Okay,
Yeah.
so first we have a nice scene of Coruscant right there. And this is my one gripe about it is the effects and the push in whenever it pushes in on Dr. Pershing in the speeder.
It's very Kenobi-ish.
The effects, the effects looked very poor. And I hate saying that because, the actor here, Omid, he's a friend of the show. He's been on our show before and he's a really good guy. And I want to be pumped for him. But
every scene I want it to be epic. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Here's your bingo card, though, Chris. The droid looks like the concept art for C-3PO.
Oh, sure enough.
It does.
Sure enough.
There it is. McQuarrie.
Oh, check that box. Oh, no, it was a different one. Sorry, wrong box. Hey, Miss Sunflower, hit Miss Sunflower's second thing there. The Coruscant ore. I know you guys think this is Coruscant. I get it.
I do.
It's because it looks like it.
But so many planets at night can look the same on a city,
Absolutely.
right? Hosnian could be a thing, or right now the capital is Chandrilla. After the Empire was defeated, they started moving the capital every few years.
Okay,
it
Chris,
wasn't all the time.
But here's the thing, too. There was a shot, and I kind of want to go to it, because it's Dr. Pershing is in this shot, is the one that wasn't on the Monday Night Football.
Yes,
but
this is my point. This is where my point will come. Yep, exactly.
Okay, so everybody if you saw the trailer on StarWars.com and too, there was an additional shot that wasn't on the television, and it was this one. It was the Star Destroyer, and we're assuming that's Dr. Pershing in front with the trench coat. Now, to me, this makes sense if it was Coruscant, Chris, because Coruscant being the capital and the Star Destroyers would be there, even if they're being disassembled or if they're being...
No, there's no shipyard on Coruscant, dude.
Why would this be on... but why not? They had military operations during the Clone Wars, and why wouldn't there be a station of... I don't think they're building these. I just think they're stationed there.
Yeah,
I don't know. Hosnian Prime would have been a spot for Star Destroyers. That's why I'm kind of like putting that on Coruscant. And again, city. And
I don't mind if it's Coruscant. I'm cool with this Coruscant. We were just in Coruscant and Andor.
The possibilities of it being
Yeah, I just don't want to put we're assuming Coruscant, but a lot of times we think there's a Jakku came out of nowhere, right? Like it should have been. It looks like Tatooine. It is Tatooine.
Right.
Tatooine.
Yeah. No, this could be a complete different planet, which would be cool
right? Because we have it could be
Could this be Corellia?
It could be Corellia, which we've been. Oh no, Corellia is more less.
Yeah,
lights.
Corellia is more industrial. Corellia is more industrial and ocean.
I mean,
if he's on, I think he's on the rumor was he was on the capital. Pershing was on the capital.
Okay,
Coruscant's not on the capital right now.
The Coruscant is not the capital of the New Republic.
Hang on. Is this the New Republic though, or is this?
It's only 5 years, right?
It's 6 years, but is Coruscant still being partially held by the Empire? Does the Empire remnants still
it fell.
exist?
No, almost. Okay,
oh yeah,
again,
these are being. That's right. This is
you had Jedi.
Yeah, you had me in Bad Batch mode for a second talking about Coruscant. These could be based here. These are being disassembled. This looks like a shipyard.
Okay.
This isn't.
Okay.
Yeah. which brings us to exactly a ship. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I would assume Coruscant
Scott Winters
has
popped over.
Yeah, he switched to YouTube. Woo.
Nar Shaddaa would be cool
Narshada.
too.
Yeah.
Oh god, Nar Shaddaa would be awesome.
Yeah,
That's very
I'm there with
industrial
that.
looking too. But yeah, but like Las Vegas.
I'm just
Yeah,
happy it's not
exactly.
Tatooine
Just happy it's
punishment.
not
Yes.
Same. Yeah,
Seriously.
Yeah.
again, like
And I don't know if it maybe matters to the plot, right? It could be Chandrila. That's where the capital is right at this point in time.
Yeah.
Is
Right.
Chandrila.
Absolutely.
So it could be any of those. Nighttime with lights makes it difficult, right?
Yeah, there's a shot before this when Pershing's on the speeder and there's like firework and it's a very Coruscant looking. I
looks
think
like
there's
Coruscant.
one. Yeah, to me too. Just the speeders and highways. But again, that's the problem of only visiting planets like
It doesn't. It just from right there. It just doesn't look like it goes 1,300 levels down, or you know what I mean. It looks like
Right,
there's a spot right there. It looks like to me. So,
but most importantly, Dr. Pershing is back.
yeah, and none of it really matters, right?
Yeah, and is he working for the Republic or did he escape? And like why is he staring at Star Destroyers? Like there's the whole thing, right? So when last we left, he was in the custody of the New Republic.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
and obviously it looks like he's been freed. So maybe he is working for them. Maybe he is
doesn't
working
have his-
for.
yeah.
Maybe he's working for this guy.
Woo! Woo!
Look out,
I love it.
Carson Teva
Carson Teva.
with a Rancor patch, whatever. That's pretty cool. Huh?
Yeah,
It's a
his
Rancor
squadron or
patch.
something. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
His
Rebel
voiceover
Alliance
too is
symbol.
awesome because my theory or our theory is why was this dude always in the outer like at the right time at the right place all the time? I went like on Tatooine. Why would the New Republic be patrolling Tatooine? He was. Why would he be on the outer, where Jaren crashed into the ice planet? No, he was. I don't think the New Republic was. He's got an inkling that something bigger and dangerous is going on, and we saw this from the first time we saw in the season 1 or 2. I think he was introduced.
One.
Yeah.
Okay.
Season
So,
one.
but
yeah.
even his voiceover was there's something going on. There's something dangerous going on. And I'm trying to make that connection to the sequels. I think he's seeing something being built or on the outskirts of the first in the likes of the First Order or Exegol, or maybe he brings attention of the cloning facilities being something. You know what I mean? Like I love it. I just like the fact that this is not just his character is not just
A character.
happens to it's a character and he's going to be pivotal to the plot of exploring how we get into the sequel era.
Like if Rogue Squadron was based on this guy and that kind of jacket and this kind of setting, I'm in. Right? I would be there. That's what this should be.
So my question to Ernie is, since he's a buddy of yours, was he able to smuggle this jacket off set and
I
with
can.
him and
Okay, so when I saw this screen trailer 3 weeks ago,
Jesus, Ernie.
I can neither confirm nor deny that. Scott, next question.
Next question. Are you nodding your head?
People in the front, go ahead. Yes,
sir,
he may be a Jedi. Next question. Go on. Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is so dope. His voiceover, his everything. I was very fortunate enough. We were doing a show, so we got live reaction.
Yeah.
No clue, no anything
That he
of what
was in
was
it?
going on. Yeah,
Or,
so
like,
it was
in the
really
trailer?
great. He was in the, if you remember, he was in the Celebration one.
Yes, he was in the
And
teaser.
that hadn't done, where he was showed. So this is cool, but we have always said that he has to know or be doing something. He was in 1, 2, and 3. He was in Book of Boba. Like,
he keeps getting
what
bigger and
are
bigger.
you
too.
doing?
His role
Correct.
keeps getting more
Yeah.
important.
You think
Yeah.
they're sliding him
He's out of it, and he's in that jacket and doing this and that, and his everything that he's saying is, so what is going on? So
Right.
Do you think his role has changed with the Cara Dune thing? Do you think he's kind of rolling with kind of what she would have done too? You know what I mean? Like for the next show, they did the Rangers now.
Right.
that I have no information.
The role would
But I
have
say
been
no.
like, I mean, the last
I would
time we
say no.
saw him, he was patrolling around Tatooine and he came across Din Djarin, right? But the role with Cara, she became Grief Karga's second in command, right? On Navarro as a sheriff in town. So with that cancellation, I mean, there's nothing open ended there, but I don't know why
there's
you
been
would
talk
take
though
over
of
that.
bringing her back. They've been talking. There've
Yes.
been talks of, look, that was a personal thing, blah blah blah, of what transpired all there, and there have been supposedly reports of her able to come back. Now, if she takes it, I think that's on her accord. That's on her own. So that. I don't know if it was a replacement or anything like that, or what she was doing, but she was at that time just with Karga, right? So
yeah, that's what Miss Sunflower is saying. Like, she says I wouldn't be mad if they gave the Rangers of the New Republic storyline to Captain Carson Teva. I just feel like those two would be they're completely different, but I can headcanon it in that, like, he's now the Rangers. He's part of the Rangers.
Oh, see, what's funny is I had them combining anyway. I had
so did I.
What's his name? I had Carson and his crew. I had her, and I had
Migs.
Yeah, there you go.
Mayfield.
Mayfield. I had them all together anyway, so we're just minus her.
Yeah. I would. I mean, hey, they had a plan on paper going forward, and we haven't heard anything a long time. So yeah, like I'm all for it, man. Like,
I think that show's probably done, but still,
if she comes back, great. If she doesn't come back, great. Whatever.
Yeah, we left her.
It's already been rewritten. Correct. It's
open. It's Cara Dune's.
So
what
I was saying was, because with what we're saying right now, I would love a show like that too. Of another sideshow of this. What is he exploring? What is he trying to find out? What has he been doing? And who's helping? That crew that you just listed, I'd be down, Chris. Like
his character keeps showing up at the in all these perfect opportunity times. Like, again, why would the New Republic be patrolling?
He had a voiceover in the trailer, and we were like, "Holy shit, what is going on?" Like, you hear Mando and him,
right? And he recruited Kara. He recruited Kara, so they were in the same. So
I love it. Love it.
So that's really crazy, but I want that jacket too. Like, we need that sold right away.
Yeah. So Omid has to come back
next week.
Yeah, Omid has to come back and talk to us about Dr. Pershing and everything.
I've already chatted with Omid. He said he is in whenever he gets the green light. He will be back on with us.
Awesome. Okay, so to me, one of the biggest chills in the trailer, like oh my God, we're going back here. It keeps getting better every time we see it.
I think we should stop right now because Brandon Epler has been chomping at the bit for this particular discussion. So we should save it for last. No, I'm kidding. Of course.
This is the last, by the way.
This is last.
Order 66 again from Grogu's perspective. I'm assuming, right? I mean, these are these
that's
the
where
Jedi
it was last time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. What I really wanted to see is that blue lightsaber coming through that door. You know what I mean? Like, so we can get our Hayden Christensen back in the swing of things or whatnot. But
God, could you imagine?
Why does this get better every time? Like,
they obliterate these Jedi, and then he walks up and takes Grogu himself. That would be.
I would accept that. Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Because we know from the flashback that it was just clones. There was no Anakin, so it would have to come after, right?
You know, it'd be really awesome, guys. Like, really cool if there was an extended scene that we got the dialogue between Palpatine when he turned into, the Emperor, basically, and he's ordering Anakin to go to the Jedi Temple, slay, and basically kill all the Jedi. But there's
not
one
the little green one.
Yeah, there's one of most importance to me. I need him alive or something like that. That would be kind of a cool reshoot, right?
I get that everybody's saying that, but what's so hard for me is all I keep seeing is Anakin walking up, and the only reason he saves it is because he literally says, "Baby Yoda." And
right?
No,
what I mean? That is so wrong, but I keep replaying it and hearing it in my head. I mean, Sunflower was saying the hallway doesn't look like the one in the Boba Fett flashback. It's not, because I think this is a whole nother escape scene. Like, they got past that scene.
Yeah,
right?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
we were at different doors and everything, and now seeing this, who's the only other one with the saber on the other side to do that?
Yeah, there's exactly.
Yeah. I mean, unless it.
Couple Sunflower, place your bets. Who saved Grogu or stole Grogu?
Or
PG
Quinlan.
See, I
be awesome.
Yeah, I to me personally, I think this is what I think is this whole scene and his reaction, and it goes on to what Luke Skywalker was getting out of Grogu. He's remembering. He's not learning. He's not learning. Yeah, and what I think is here is that the Jedi get cut down by the 501st troopers, and Grogu. It gets to that point where Grogu, kind of like does this EMP kind of force ability, and then he passes out from it, and then wakes up somewhere in somebody's custody. Not necessarily like at this point. I don't think the Emperor is. Like I said, I'm assuming again. I don't think that he's after Grogu's DNA for cloning purpose. I think it's when he was defeated.
No,
I think that's when that plan came into.
No, this is all part of Operation Cinder.
I know, but I just don't think Grogu's an importance at this point.
Oh, I think he'd either want Yoda or Grogu because he wants that
race. He wants that race.
His life. He wants 900 years of life. He doesn't want to keep going through 100-year-old bodies or 80-year-old bodies. He wants to go through 900 years. That's a lot less work.
Now, would you guys be disappointed if it was something like where the 501st about to take him, all these troopers around him, and Grogu just kind of force pushes him on, like explodes around him, and he just passes out, and that's the oppressed. Like it was so scary to him, his power, that he oppressed it, and he doesn't want to do that again. Like he killed people, and he doesn't. You know what I mean? Because that is kind of like the direction they're going.
I take that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And that's where I'm thinking. And like I said, Quinlan Voss or
there's a lot going on.
I would like Quinlan to be the one to save him, just so we can see this path start. But then as the path breaks down eventually, right? They know they have to do something different, and then they have underground contacts, and that's how he becomes part of the gangs. There's so many things we can go through right there.
Because we still have to get to the point where he was either kidnapped or rescued, but because when Din found him, it was all the Niktos, right? So it's like we don't know if he was being brought to somebody or if he was rescued by them.
Yeah, right. If they could have been hired to protect him.
Yeah.
So we've got Mace Windu, according to Scott Winters. We've got Barra Safi from the Sabersmith. We've got Miss Sunflower saying Master Terra Sunubi, and then hand him off to Quinlan Voss. Let me see. We've got Brandon being
that would be cool. Actually,
Brandon is joking with us also. Geo Grogu.
That's a perfect cover. No one knows he's there.
Rick Jones says plot twist. It was Maz Kanata.
That's pretty good.
Maybe,
the Terra Sunube bit is pretty good because they've used Terra Sunube quite a bit in the cartoons and live action in the cloning tank, right? So that wouldn't be bad at all.
If you think about it,
that's a great idea.
And if he's in that Ember when Kenobi found him in a facility, right? The Inquisitor thing, right? That would be years before where they had Grogu in their possession because of that, and then things happen, and we fast forward through the original trilogy, and we go through up to the Mando point where we get to the Nikto. I mean, there is there's years that we need to explore. Where was Grogu during all that stuff? So was he an Ember? We're saying Ember. It's like a frozen state. I'm thinking like a frozen state.
You're thinking Jurassic Park. Like
I am, because they want the DNA, right? They want to preserve the Jedi because they didn't look like they had the kid and all that stuff. And I think maybe Grogu might have been in there this whole time in stasis, some sort.
In carbonite.
Yeah. Or in that stasis of whatever.
I think having him in carbonite for years would play a big part in the amnesia.
It makes sense, right?
Stuff, right? I mean,
it make perfect sense.
Yeah.
I dig it, man. I dig it.
If he shows up in Indiana Jones 5, I'm gonna be pissed. Like that just plays all to it all, and they show that.
It's all that fever dream.
It's all the fever dream. Yeah.
You guys are gonna be mad when it ends that way. I'm telling you. End of Indiana Jones. And you're gonna
that would be awesome. Actually, like, I don't know why, but I would applaud that. I mean, I would applaud that.
I'm telling you.
Hey, now there was a comment a little while ago. I forgot who said it, but it was in the chat in the pit about Carson Teva talking to Mon Mothma.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't know if that will happen necessarily on that scene, but do you guys think we'll see the same actress as Mon Mothma at some point through here? Like we have to get into some New Republic stuff.
Why not use her?
Why not?
Exactly.
Absolutely. They could just put a little gray in her temples, and she's good to go.
He wears it prominently he has been. You know what I'm saying? Of that Rebel Alliance symbol.
If you
There
very
has to
rebel.
be.
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
Yeah.
If you think about like
I
if he's
mean-
bringing a report to the New Republic or whatever it is, that this the beginnings of it. It could
She
even be
should be the
Leia.
chancellor.
It could even be Leia. No,
Could be.
yeah, could it be
No,
Leia
Mon
and Mon?
Mothma,
Easy.
Mon Mothma should be the chancellor at this point.
I think so, and he's
yeah.
bringing the report of something sinister going on. And Monta, again, but the New Republic's attitude is they're demilitarizing. They're not going to have an army. They're unarming themselves. I don't know if they buy into a First Order rising. You know what I mean?
Nobody's listening to him.
Yeah.
For Leia. Because
Yes, and that's why she does the
how it works
resistance.
later.
Resistance is formed.
Yeah.
Because Bloodline explains kind of that piece, right, where nobody
Yeah.
over time has listened.
Right.
There's been something brewing, and
So
they
that's
knew it,
his
and-
plea to Mon Mothma and all that stuff. And but Leia's there too.
Oh, dude! Then we get to de-age Han and Leia in a scene.
Right.
Shut
I was
Exactly.
just gonna say that. Imagine that.
Oh,
Holy
I need this.
crap!
We saw what-
Everybody would lose it.
We've
have
seen
Luke.
what they could do with Harrison Ford. I mean, you saw
Yes.
the trailer for Indiana Jones.
We saw what
I'm
they
saying we've
perfected in
seen
Mark
Luke.
Hamill, right? So it's
Yeah,
like,
we
I
saw
mean,
Luke. So
Yeah.
why couldn't we get a?
It's not a technology for cameos, is what I'm saying. That de-aging and all that stuff. It's a
Right.
technology for forward storytelling. So that's where I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
Let's
I want,
go.
I want a whole
Yeah.
episode with de-aged everybody. Just one
Let's do
episode.
it.
Let's
Come
just get the
on.
whole. Let's get the whole crew back, right? And
Lando,
just
everybody.
de-aged.
Let's do
Yeah.
it, man. Come on.
And
dude.
you know what? Throw in there for shits and giggles, man. Throw in there Han thinks back, and we get to see Solo Han. He's like,
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
time.
Right.
Right, yeah. And he's thrown in there, and you're like, yes,
A fl-
we
Yes.
did it all.
Could you imagine getting Han and Lando talking and flashing back to Han and Lando? That's
Oh my,
That would
That'd
be
be
you.
incredible.
That'd be cool.
yes.
I don't think we're getting
things that'll never happen for 300, Bob.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
When
Or
we
things
still
that'll
need a
never
Boba
happen.
Fett, Book of Boba Fett season 2.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
where we-
That is exactly where I'm going with. It won't be in Mandalorian. It'll be in
No.
season book of Boba Fett 2 when things get
Yes.
stale. They'll do this whole Han Solo.
Yeah.
Our
And we see that whole scene that there's just everybody. You just
Yeah.
get everybody. in a
Everybody.
flash.
Sorry to go off on a tangent here. That's something that got dropped in canon, right? From the old EU is Boba and Han's past.
yeah.
We really haven't got any of that. That
No.
would be a cool show
even-
to bring it back.
Where
Even
is
in the
it
comics,
happened
they haven't.
of this
Even in the
correct.
comics, they don't have a relationship. Really,
No touch at
No.
all about the past, but and I get
Right.
why it wouldn't be necessarily former stormtroopers like it was, right?
Right,
Mhm.
right.
Oh,
yeah,
that,
right.
but they're still criminals, and they still work for the same type of people, the same
Yeah.
people. They
The
have
Han Solo trilogy
yeah.
books back in the OEU were perfect for that because they had a rivalry relationship where Boba was after Han, but they knew each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
You-
they
you
knew
were until he became a bounty for him,
right.
where it had to
Mhm.
switch to that of I got to hunt you because this is what I get paid to do.
Right, exactly. Of
We
course,
also did have this real quick. We had this scene where we had a Mandalorian gauntlet starfighter being pursued by some TIE interceptors. And
They call that a Mandalorian Fang fighter. Did you know that?
Yeah,
that's
I heard
Bo.
on the internet that's Okay, I
That's
heard that was
Bo's.
Bo-Katan. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Her-
bullshit.
her and her- yeah, they call it a
And
fang.
they
which is
try and
cool.
do the trickery thing again of having Mando
Spinning?
shots before it,
right,
and then
right.
yeah,
So it's now a Fang fighter. It's no longer a gauntlet starfighter
I
because it's
only
always
s-
been a gauntlet.
I only saw it because there was a Lego set that got leaked.
Hmm.
Because I've got the gauntlet starfighter Lego right there. So
Yeah.
I was excited. I want
Sure.
that in a HasLab, man. I want a gauntlet fighter or a
Look-
Fang now.
There you go.
the TIE
sunflower just
interceptors
got
are
you.
after it though, and that was cool.
Yes,
That was very cool.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
Yes.
I'm surprised no Moff Gideon shots in this trailer.
They're
You know what I
saving
mean?
him.
Or
They don't-
or
they don't want us-
voiceover or
We're
anything.
not supposed
Yeah.
to know where he is.
I think that's a great thing, right? Like there's a whole segment of Mandalorian that we haven't touched. I know this is going to be Mandalore heavy and that Civil War kind of stuff, but there's also those plot points of why Carson Teva is in there and why the interceptors are flying around there, right? Is that his squadron? Is that I love it, dude. It's so cool.
So-
Could
If
that
they-
be?
If
Is
they
that
just
another,
drop it,
is
Go
that
ahead,
another
I'm sorry.
flashback of when he took the saber from her?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's always that question, right? Too, like how did
We're gonna need to
Moff
get that
get
story one day.
Dude, there's so much, dude.
Because if we think about it now, right? If we say, and that was very plush land or wherever it is, I mean, the whole water scene and everything, it looked badass. But as we're saying that now out loud, when did he obtain it? I mean, is this all going to be like a rolling story of the process of what happened and when of his whatever he has to do at Lake Minnetonka when he pours the water on him or whatever?
If you don't get it in flashback, we'll definitely get it in dialogue because the dude likes to talk about everything he went through, the history of all that. So,
and you've got Mando, who you guys are saying is hurt, so he's got to go into a back to tank. Whenever he gets in the back to tank, he can have his flashback, and then we can.
That's how we do it.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Honestly, thinking more of a kind of more spiritual though with that dark saber. I think when he shows up at Mandalore with it, whatever we don't know what this process, right? I mean, because it does sound churchy, like you have to go down there to the waters and redeem yourself. So
right, this is what
something happened.
See, that's the problem with not having the armor with him during that, because she does a really good job about narrating
her tale.
Yes,
yes.
I want to hear it from her.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Gordon Skulski, Moff's gonna show up just when we least expect it, like Gollum after the One Ring, to take that dark saber. I love it. That's
his precious.
Where has
that
he
would be
been
pretty
the whole
funny,
season?
right?
He just comes at the end, just like
Din
bites
shows
off
up
Grogu's
there,
finger or something.
and he goes to the place, and Armor does that come around the corner with her 2 hammer. So you are here, and we get the whole tale. Yes,
nice.
Tell it, because
and
it was.
Of course, we end the trailer ends with Grogu pushing that creature and showing he's back. Really cool.
I read a really good one today about that creature, and
Go for
I
it.
don't know.
Go ahead.
Because it could be spoilery.
Well, give everybody a few seconds.
5.
I honestly
4,
don't know what he is because I
3,
was waiting.
2, 1.
Okay, so are we at a 1?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go
Everybody
for it.
turned off.
Yeah.
I read something today, a theory that was posted. I don't know where it was from. I'm quick at work. Somebody's saying that this looks very close to the original inhabitants of Mandalore before they gave it to what's his name? Tess Vizsla.
Wow.
And like that they trained these warriors, that this was them, and that because of what happened with the Night of 1,000 Tears and
exactly what you're saying,
and the destroying of it, that they have rose to the surface again. And so this could lead to the whole mythosaur becoming true.
There you go. And because you know what? Look at the ground. They're obviously on. To me, they're on Mandalore because that looks like glass.
That's what it looks like.
It looked like
Yes.
So
Ancient
Miss Sunflower
Mandalorians
is
from
yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, well, look at that.
That's what I've heard too. And that's going to lead the end all be all, right? You got to fly the mythosaur, but I'm hoping it's not Din. I'm hoping it's Boba who flies the mythosaur. And
again, back to the statement I said began is Grogu the ultimate Mandalorian, who we're actually following this whole time. I mean,
we're forgetting about the other one who has Jedi Force powers too, and we could see R5 on that mythosaur.
That's true. Skippy, right?
Yes.
Wasn't he Skippy back in the old
he
days?
was.
True.
Yeah,
That's
Skippy
right,
the Force
that's
sensitive
right.
droid.
Yes. Well,
again,
we had
guys,
it in a certain point of view.
Yeah, that's true too. Again, the importance of reading the novelizations, even going back to EU, it says a lot. It gives you like little things. I remember that. Skippy. Oh my goodness.
I'm going to go with what KG says here. Boba doesn't care about Mandalore.
No, Boba Fett. No, Boba
agree.
doesn't.
Yeah,
He even said it when he was confronted by Din Djarin.
Until he connects with the spoiler we made everybody walk away from.
He very well could be, right? Because he shows.
Here's the thing.
Here's my only thing is he's Din's homie. Like they're friends. They keep doing stuff for each other.
Right.
He would grab that darksaber to avenge his friend if his friend were to fall.
Well, here's the thing, guys. Like Chris probably would agree with this. It's the step away from the Book of Fett into this world and proper, right?
Yeah.
Back, he's no nice guy. He's this now. He's got the taste of power. Let's see the turn of Boba Fett and just be a villain again or something.
He said he doesn't
want
want it after he got it. He said,
I don't think I
did say it.
He doesn't want to be with the criminals anymore. He doesn't. He doesn't fit running freaking Mos Espa and Tatooine.
Right.
You know what? Screw it. The only place he really belongs, that the other person will explain to him, right, is truly Mandalore. It's where his dad was. It's where blah blah blah. You go
if especially like he gets the
Yeah.
lore from Christopher Lloyd, and he's like, this is your true rightful oh dude, so like he visits him on Tatooine. He's like, what are you doing here, right? Morel. And he's like, your true purpose in life was to follow in your dad's footsteps.
You know what I mean? You've got
And
to get the
shows him
Darksaber.
shows him this path of where his dad was doing. And you know what I mean? Like, you don't belong on Tatooine. Like Cad Bane tried to tell him. You know what I mean? And then Cad Bane will come back from the dead and go, yeah, I tried to tell you.
Boba just seems confused on where he fits in. I just feel like maybe there would be a point where he's like, okay, I can be a foundling. I can fit in here.
Yeah.
And this is it. He finally found somewhere where he could be.
Or teaching the foundlings.
Yeah.
If we get that he is true and he has this backup now, right?
Yeah.
And Dennis, his friend, and says, I'm not about this. I need to go do this. Like, that could be his step in of Boba is the one here. I would just
and that's the whole thing, right? Like,
I think that's how it'll end with Boba on the throne. Still.
That's the thing. Like, Boba Fett, up to what we've known now, and he was raised by bounty hunters, and he did that thing. The whole book of Fett was showing us a reborn Boba Fett, a repurposed Boba Fett. Like, he was born, like he had a new life to choose from. And now, why wouldn't he? There's nothing to say that he would go back to being a bounty hunter. That's like he tried this whole legit thing and Major Domo kind of stuff, but now it's like Mandalore seems more enticing. The Darksaber seems more enticing. Ruling people seem more enticing. I don't know. We'll see. Again, we're getting off as far as how to redeem the Book of Fett into like whatever.
That's true.
But so with that, guys,
so many
we
things,
ran really
so many
late,
wrong things.
Yeah, but well deserved running late because my God,
so.
we had a great week of Star Wars. We had a really good week, and I love all the theories that we come and that we kind of like group up here. I love the Pit's enthusiasm in coming in and joining the talk with us. This is so good. We got 42 days for till we get into that Mandalorian season 3. And we'll just stomach through the Bad Batch, guys. We'll just power through it. We'll talk more of it.
Perfectly fine.
I like Bad Batch.
I do. You know what? Here's the thing, guys. I like it too, but it's not something that would make me subscribe to Disney Plus. It's not a show that's going to be like, I need to subscribe to Disney Plus for this Star Wars show. And if that's the purpose, and maybe that's why they're running simultaneously with the Mandalorian, because they know it's like Bad Batch it is what it is. But our flagships are here, and here. And that's cool too. And it is, that's the purpose of it. And I'm good with it. But I'll just have to sit back and like I said, and when we get those little snippets, I mean, really dive into those snippets of Bad Batch and but
yeah, there will be big things from Bad Batch, and I don't hate it. It's not like it's unbearable. It's just like, what are we gonna do here? All right, and check. You're just checking boxes. That's the problem. Waiting for something cool to happen, like last season.
Literally checking boxes.
Yeah, right.
Literally
checking boxes till we got to Mount Tannis, and I was like, oh, there was something awesome next season. And now we're 4 episodes in, and I haven't seen Mount Tannis yet.
That's the problem with Filoni's cartoon writing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, he drops those, not drops them, but he's like, we'll get back to it when I'm ready.
Hey, hey, everybody, Darth Maul is coming back this season. Ooh, look, here's a little shadow of him in episode 1. Ooh, look, episode 16. Here he is.
We name dropped him we name dropped him at the finale of the season, whatever, but he didn't come into play till the finale of,
the next season.
The next season. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, let's get out of here. I'm sure I'm going to go back. I'm actually, after this is done, I'm going to go watch the trailer a couple more times and just get hyped. I feel like this is such a great tone of Mandalorian. It's such a great setup for what's to come. Right. I think we're in a very good place.
We need a breakdown of every episode of Mando season 3.
We're there. That's what our podcast is made for. To not only give you scene by scene accountants, but to theory craft every scene and what's the meaning and that ripple effect across the entire canon, the lore. Why is this happening? Here's the reasons. Boom, and pull from every source, from novels to comics to cartoons to old EU to current shows and everything else. It's great. I love what we do.
If we could go this long on a 1.5 minute long trailer, just imagine what. Yeah.
No, this is great. So thank you everybody for coming here tonight. Thank you for all the new faces and names that we see in the pit. Tell a friend.
Please.
I hope we don't scare you away with this, but this is our little gimmick. But take that like button and wampa stomp it and smash it and wampa stomp it and tell a friend and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And hopefully we see you guys all here next week.
I think Ernie's boba bumping it.
Yeah, boba bumping that
boba
like
bump.
Boba bump.
We might
Boba
change
bump
it. Who knows? But
like a bantha.
If you guys don't have anything else to
like a
say,
wampa.
I'll hand it over to Ernie to bring us out. So
yeah, thank you guys very much for joining us tonight. That was awesome. I mean, yes, a 1.5-minute trailer, and it was spectacular. So now we are in line for Mando season 3, and to hold us there will be the Bad Batch. So join us every Wednesday night, and we will break it down as best we can and keep Chris calm as much as we can.
I try to.
Try to.
I get worked up. I can't help it.
We will. That's passion. It's love. That's
We're gonna get a squirt bottle and squirt you in the face every time you get
I'm not worked up like that. So thank you guys very much for joining us. Please think about becoming a Patreon member and help support the show. You can also throw us a super chat anytime during the show. And it all helps us for continuing to getting better and everything. And we greatly appreciate it. To help us even more so along the way, hit that thumbs up right now. And if you are new here or you came over right after from my show, thank you. I greatly appreciate that so much. I saw you guys in here. Thanks for hopping on in here. I told you we have lots of Star Wars talk. So just keep on continuing and hit that subscribe button, though. And then go check out all of our other social medias as well, from Instagram to TikTok is the big one, and Twitter as well. Our Facebook with our Sarlacc Digest Central for 24/7 Star Wars talk. You can hop on there. But don't forget Scott's 1 minute shorts and plenty other. And if you are new here, go back and check out all of the content that we have on here. We definitely have lots of other stuff that can keep you entertained for the week until we're back. And
there's
we
some
really
arguing.
appreciate that.
There's some crying. I know that.
Yeah.
There's the interview with Dr. Pershing himself. Go back and watch the interview with Omid Abtahi and check that out. Some behind the scenes info.
And if you are a toy collector like most of us are, tonight's episode is being sponsored by Tashi Station Emporium. Use the code Sarlacc Digest to receive 10% off your order and get figure stands to hold your figures up in regular poses, action poses, and then dress up your figures like G.I. Joe classified line with certain little things for good guys in his hand right there. If you collect turtles, that is brand new to the shop. You can get the brand new sewer lid for all of your turtle figure cowabunga needs right there.
Look at that. That's nice.
With every order of a turtle display stand, you will receive a fresh pizza smell in every box.
Wow.
Yes.
Don't ask how I got it, but I got it.
It smells like pizza in there. It will. May not, it's the time of scent. But due to USPS standards, may be gone by the time you open it. But it wasn't.
Yeah. Trust me, it was there to begin with. So.
Correct. Yeah. So use that code Sarlacc Digest, and we will see you next week.
Awesome. Yeah. Great. Again, thank you all. Have a good night. With that, Scott,
everybody keep it nerdy.
Toodles. We changed it.
Boom.
Changed it.
I did.
Everybody keep it nerdy.
What's up with that?